Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mupo and Friends. We are Jessilyn Persson and
Michele Mupo.
brought to you by Mupo TV. You can catch all our shows at www.mupoentertainment.com. And you can also live chat with us every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel during the premiere of each episode.
Yes, make sure you stay tuned because Sundays at 2 p.m., you never know who is going to jump in the chats. And I mean that sincerely. Maybe a celebrity will jump in and you could ask them a question that you never wanted to ask before.
Yes, we do. And thank you for tuning into our show where we love bringing you awesome celebrities and entrepreneurs you want to know. So, Michele, did you have a Mupo awesome week?
I had a Mupo awesome week for sure. How about you, Jess?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to a conference I'm heading to in Miami this weekend. All right, we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back with our special guest. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mupo and Friends. Our special guest today is a veteran actress of stage, film, and television. She recently starred in Hulu's original film, The Binge, and opposite Oscar Isaac in the Academy Award-nominated short film, The Letter Room. She also has a recurring role in the currently running season 2 of Why Women Kill on Paramount+. Please welcome Eileen Galindo. Hello, Eileen. How are you?
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Eileen Galindo. I just love that name. So you said that the cast wrote character backstories for Why Women Kill. Can you say something about your backstory for the people who haven't watched it?
Sure. So the whole show takes place in 1949. And Isabel, the character I played, was born in 1902. And what can I tell you? She was on her own as of the age of 16. During the 1918 flu pandemic, she was in Galveston, Texas. They were hit really, really hard, and she managed to survive that. The character is based loosely on women in my family, and my grandmother was born in 1919 in Florida, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. So, they're kind of like parallel stories.
Wow, that's really cool. As Rita's maid Isabel in Why Women Kill, could you tell us something you know about Rita that isn't revealed in the show?
Rita wanted to become an actress. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Well, in Why Women Kills asks a question about the lengths people go to actually be a part of something. And people do that every day. What length would you go to? And what would that something actually be?
Well, if you've tuned into the show, Alma Philcott is, she's a crazy broad. I mean, she'll, at this point, she's doing away with, or by accidentally doing away with people. But yes, what they will do to be a part of something. Me, I got a pretty strong work ethic. I'm a New Yorker. So, to me, it's like, I'll just go to work and do my thing, and, and I have no problem asking for what I want. So
awesome. In The Letter Room, Oscar Isaac's character gets involved in the inmates' lives after reading their letters, while your character goes by the book. What would you have done in Richard's position?
Well, Irene, the character of Irene, she is all about jockeying for position at all times. She's a female warden. There are not a huge number of female wardens in that industry. So she probably would be over analyzing every letter looking for a security threat. That's probably what she'd be doing.
Interesting. Now, how exciting was it for her? Because The Letter Room is actually up for an Academy Award.
It was, yes, it was nominated for an Academy Award, and it was astounding. Basically, we made the film, we did it at the Arthur Kills Correctional Facility in Staten Island. And we really just, Oscar and I have been friends for a long time. His wife is this amazing Elvira Lynn. She's this amazing documentarian. She has a documentary on Netflix called Bobby Jean that you have to check out. So this project was just going to be kind of like a calling card for her move into the narrative form of film. And so we really didn't have any expectation that this was going to happen. Like, I remember like 2 weeks before we all went into lockdown, we had gotten into the Tribeca Film Festival. I was back in New York and I was at the festival, huge party thrown by Rachel Weisz and Bobby Jean, also threw the party for us, like kind of celebrating the movie. That was kind of like our like, oh, we're coming out and starting festivals or whatever. And then we started getting into all these other festivals, and you have to get into certain ones in order to qualify for the Academy Awards. And just like, we just kept on boom, boom, boom. We just kept getting into all the ones that qualified us. And then when it came time to campaign, which people do, if you don't know that, everybody that is up for any kind of award, there's a tremendous amount of campaigning that goes on. So yeah, we started to campaign, and Robert Downey Jr. got on board, and Michael B. Jordan. All these people started like seeing the film and going, yeah, putting on their Instagram and on their Twitter, yeah, you got to see this movie, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, there we were.
Nice. And I thought that looked familiar, that Staten Island's my stomping ground. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Eileen Galindo.
And we're back with Eileen Galindo. Eileen, you make collages as part of your character preparation. Could you give us an example of what one of those looks like?
I'd have to turn the entire computer to show you, but have either of you ever done a vision board?
Yes.
I've done and completed 3.
Great. Okay. Vision boards. Okay.
Yes.
So basically it's the same idea, but you start gathering images and ideas and related to the character. So for example, if you hashtag, I think at that time, the movie was called The Letter. So I think it's like hashtag The Letter film. But on my Instagram, I usually put them, I did them for The Binge. I did them for, Why Women Kill. Why Women Kill, I had to be a little bit, I couldn't put that as much out there because it's a suspense show, and we don't want people to know what happens. So I had to be really kind of like just very careful with what images I put out there. But yeah, so with the Letter Room, I basically looked up, female wardens, looked up maximum security prisons. Yeah, and I just start getting ideas. I just start getting, concepts about what the themes are in the piece. And the Binge one is probably the funniest one, like in terms of images. And if you watch the movie The Binge on Hulu,
it's hilarious.
Background, you will see a picture of my mother. A portrait of my mother is above the mantelpiece. And then when my son, when Eduardo Franco comes down the stairs, there's a portrait of me by Ken Pivac, and I think there's one of me next to a big elephant in Africa. I mean, there's like all these. They basically like had me send all these pictures, and they chose all these ones they wanted to use. So
nice.
Yeah.
Now you've done both animated character voices and voiceovers.
Yeah.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of doing an acting job where you don't actually appear on the screen?
Well, you can do it in your pajamas.
Amen.
As you know, right? You're probably only dressed from the waist up. I've been, we were talking earlier that I started as a radio disc jockey when I was 17. So, and I had 4 or 5 specialty shows at WVUM. I did like the Broadway show, so I am a huge lover of music, talk radio, NPR, that's, all that is like really up my alley. So voiceover, there's so many different areas of it, but animation allows you to kind of go anywhere. And you have to physicalize it because they can't see you. So you have to physicalize behind the mic in order to really bring the characters to life. And then for voiceover, I've done commercials and voiceovers for like over 35 years. And I love the medium. I really do, because I look at myself like a product and I promote myself like a product. Like if you're looking to buy the Eileen Galindo brand, I just try to be the best that I can be every day. And when you're looking for what I have to sell, I've let you know enough, like, hey, here I am, just like talking with you guys today, so that, next time you're scrolling through and you see that I'm in something, you'll be like, that chick's funny. I'm going to tune in. So, or for casting directors and directors, it's really about being easy to work with and being somebody who, is there to have a good experience and fulfill the vision of the director and the writer. So whether that is voiceover or on camera, it really all applies. That being said, in commercial voiceover, you're also trying to convey an idea to the listener. And there's usually a beginning, a middle, and an end to each piece. Like at the beginning, we have a problem, you introduce the solution, and at the end, the solution, it's the product has made your life better, hopefully.
Awesome. On that note, actually, when you do voiceovers, no, but when you do voiceovers for an ad or a political candidate, is it a requirement that you agree with the viewpoint or love the product?
Funny enough that you should say that. Early on in my career, I could not get a Burger King commercial to save my life. I can't stand Burger King. But McDonald's all day. I've lost count how many McDonald's commercials I've done, because like that's my kid food. Like if I want to eat junk food, I will go eat a Big Mac. For the political stuff, yes. It has to be, I research the candidates. Usually when you're during political season, you don't audition. You get, they are known quantity for that market. So I'll get an offer, like they want you to do a spot. Like I remember I did spots for Gina Raimondo, who now is part of the Biden administration. And I looked her up to see what she was about before I, decided to do the gig. So yeah, that's how I do it. Different people, everybody has a different philosophy. But for me, yeah, it's got to be aligned with my politics.
Right on. So let's talk about In the Motherhood. Okay. Because
yeah,
that I remember that show. And
we were the first web series.
I know. And you know what was crazy about it? So
yeah.
There was like a scene, and I, I went back and looked at it. It was when the kid came in with the pictures. And there's always trouble with the husband's ex, right? So have you ever been in an awkward relationship like that?
I haven't, but yeah, no, I haven't been in that kind of situation. I've also never been married. So, and guys that I've dated, trying to think if I've ever like had to deal with an ex. No, because I don't really care. If I cared, then it would, that's probably part of my problem. You know what I mean? That I'm just sort of like, if you want to come along for the ride, great. And if you don't want to come along for the ride, that's
I can relate. Yeah. But that scene alone was hilarious.
Maria was more the character that I played in that, that triangle, that trope that was, and I, again, that's another job. When I booked it, I had no idea what it was. I got to set. Oh no, I didn't get to. And it was right before I got to set, because I think Leah Remini had sent out flowers, like welcoming me to the show or whatever. I didn't know Chelsea Handler at all. She's not my cup of tea. I don't like her comedy. She's just like, and I mean, to be very honest, like she was totally prejudiced on the set. So I don't mind saying that.
Wow. Wow.
It's the truth. So yeah, I was supposed to, in terms of that triangle, I was supposed to be sort of like the one that was a little bit more sensitive and more insecure out of the three. When the truth is, in that situation, I probably would have been more like the Chelsea character if I was playing myself. And keep in mind, that was what, 2008, you know, things have definitely changed for, Latino performers. I think today, I would not get relegated to that third position. I definitely would be able to play a stronger character.
Oh, absolutely. But you're the type of person that will always have work.
Oh, I thank you. Yes, I hope so.
No, it's true, because there's actors out there that they'll get a gig and then that's it. They're set for that gig for the rest of. She can do anything.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that well, you'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised. A lot of actors,
Get turned down. They do get turned down.
that they are, and we don't make now what we used to make. Nobody does, because of streaming. Streaming has reduced, because it used to be, the three major networks and then Fox and CW. So, you made a good chunk of money for the first episode, and then the show ran again in the summer, and you'd get 100% residual royalty on the episode. Those days are gone. Reality television is what runs during the summer, so shows do not repeat. And now with things like Paramount Plus and Peacock Network and all these things, they're rerunning the shows on their own platforms, and because it's streaming, we get paid pennies on the dollar. So you have to do, you'll find a lot, like you'll be watching a show, and then you'll watch another streaming show, and you'll be like, oh my God, that's the guy from blah, 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 or that's the girl from blah, blah, blah. And they need to do that in order to make a decent living. I know it sounds crazy, because we think of like,
No, it
that
doesn't.
actors make millions and millions of dollars, and we just don't do it. We just don't make that anymore. Even in commercials and voiceover, you just don't make that anymore.
The music business is like that as well.
Correct. Where the musicians make their money is going on tour.
Exactly. Mechanical merchandise. And
Exactly. So that's sort of what, with us, for me as a character actor, as a journeyman actor, I try to have a lot of balls running at the same time, or up in the air at the same time, so to speak, so that I can, just kind of always have streams of income coming in.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So having been involved with genealogy in tracing your own, did you come across any surprises?
Oh, yes. 1998, I was doing a play in Washington, D.C. at the Arena Stage. And once you rehearse a play and you get it up, then you've got your days free. So I started, going around to all the different museums or whatever. And I went to the National Archives, and I asked the woman, I said, oh, do you guys have records of people that came to the United States, but not through Ellis Island? Because that's like, right, the most common thing. Most people came in through Ellis Island. And she goes, well, where did your family come in from? And I said, well, they came in like the 1800s to Key West. And she said, oh yeah, okay. She brings me over. She pulls out a little microfilm, puts it in the machine. And she goes, okay, you just turn the lever like this. So I go, turn, 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 nothing. Turn, turn, turn. Cipriano Montesino, my great-great-grandfather, his declaration for citizenship from like 1883.
wow.
I was like, so I was hooked from that minute on. And basically I went back every day and just started researching just with the names that I knew. I knew our last name was Montesino, which is not a really common name. And then as years have gone on, and DNA has come around, DNA. I could go into that further. That could be a whole other interview. But
we'll have to do that, because I could tell you something about DNA.
I will say that I've a cousin that I did a TV show in 2000. I did a show with Debbie Mazar and
I love her.
Heather Page Kent, but I think now it's Heather Dubrow. She's one of the Real Housewives, or she used to be one of the Real Housewives. I did a show with those two ladies, and one of my other cast members, who I'd known her for a long time, turns out she's my cousin. So that was crazy. And I've had other instances like that where people that I've worked with, that I've been to auditions with, where they're actually related to me. So it's kooky.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is. And you do work with the rescue dogs. So how did you become involved with that? Because I'm obsessed with dogs.
16 years ago, I adopted a little mini schnauzer, and I at that point I was bi-coastal, going back and forth between LA and New York. So I went to the rescue and I was like, I'm just looking for a dog. He's got to be under 10 pounds because he's got to be able to fit under the seat in the airplane. And I basically wanted a pocket dog. I wanted like an accessory. I was like, it doesn't matter about the dog. I just want the accessory. And I said, oh, and it can't shed because I don't want hair all over my furniture. They brought out this dog, and he hopped into my arms, turned his head over, and stuck his nose under my armpit.
That's it.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Pally, I named him Pally after Dean Martin. Hey, Pally. So Pally was with me up until March 2021. He just passed away a few months ago.
I'm so sorry.
At the ripe old age of 18. But when I adopted him, a few years later, other friends of mine would be like, oh my God, did you get that dog from a breeder? And I would say, no, I adopted him from a rescue. And I wanted everybody else to have that same feeling. Like, he taught me unconditional love. Like, he was just such a cool little dude. It was like having like a little man in the house. And yeah, I wanted everybody to have that experience. So I started taking orders, literally, from like actor friends of mine. They'd say, oh, I really want a Yorkie. And so I would go to the shelter, and I would like network with other rescues, find a Yorkie, bring it home, train it, potty train it, teach it how to sit, shake your hand. Okay, here's your dog. You know what I mean? And I just started, and it was like, I was doing like one a month. And I think I've lost count at like 50.
Wow.
Rescued, rehabbed, and rehomed over 50 pups.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've guest starred on many popular TV shows like Modern Family, Chicago Fire, and The Big Bang Theory. Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, that's hard. I can't, I've done everything from Chicago Fire to The Affair to Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. And I love them all for different reasons. It's not like, it's like you can't pick your kid. I love them all.
So after having been an activist in, for diversity of casting on Broadway, do you feel you've done it like, how do I say this? Do you feel enough has been done in that area? No, I didn't think so.
Next question.
It's said that comedy and tragedy are two sides of the same coin. What is your definition of comedy?
Anything that goes sideways.
We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
And we're back with Eileen Galindo. And now you've done countless amazing projects. In your eyes, what is your greatest achievement?
That's really, again, it's like asking, who your favorite kid is. But different things for different reasons. I did The House of Bernarda Alba with Chita Rivera. She played my mom. And that was a great achievement, to be able to work with somebody like that. She taught me what it is to be a legend. So I would say that, and being part of Dora the Explorer is pretty important because it's affected so many kids' lives. So I would say those two probably.
Awesome. Can you tell us something about your upcoming projects, Sid is Dead and Vivo?
Sid is Dead is made by the same production company that made The Binge, American High. And they've got another great movie out on Hulu right now called Plan B. And I'm not in it, but I'm promoting it because it's such a great film. Sid is Dead is basically about all the American High films are about high schoolers. But so imagine like, and the writer, director, the producer of it, Jeremy Garlick, he was one of the writers of The Hangover. So imagine like The Hangover, Porky's, like it's in that vein. Sid is Dead is basically about this kid who a bully comes to him and tells him, in 1 week, you're dead. And he goes on his bucket list to try to achieve everything that he wants to achieve in that 1 week. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I play another Mother of the Year in that. Yeah, it's good. Vivo, I have a very, very small part in Vivo that stars Lin-Manuel Miranda. And it's such a great project, Sony Entertainment. And it's a beautiful animated project that's going to be coming out shortly, we hope. And I'm not exactly sure when they're releasing it. Basically, all the attention right now is on In the Heights. So yeah, and I've been focusing on Why Women Kill. So that's, I haven't so much kept track of when Vivo is coming out, but yeah, that's that one. And another monkey, you'll be happy to know, because I know, Michelle, you like monkeys.
I'm obsessed with monkeys. I could do my monkey face.
Plays a monkey.
I had to do my monkey face. So what goal have you yet to conquer?
What goal have I yet to conquer? Another good, geez, you're good. Your questions is good. I just take things one day at a time. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but now that I've been on Why Women Kill for, I was on it for a season and I made such great friends on the show and worked with incredible creatives. I would love to do another gig like this, where I'm on something and telling more of an arc of a story. Because I'm used to being a gun for hire, just coming in, doing my thing and get out. So I would say, yeah, that's the goal I have yet to conquer, is to be on something that is more than one season, because Why Women Kill is an anthology show. So we only get one season.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Eileen Galindo.
Welcome back with Eileen Galindo and Mupo Entertainment. Eileen, before we wrap things up, I have one more question for you. What was your most memorable encounter with a fan?
I guess it was 2008. I went to go see the Broadway show In the Heights. That's now, a major motion picture. And there was a girl named Andrea Burns who was playing one of the leads. She was playing the role that Daphne Rubin Vega plays in the movie. And afterwards, I went backstage to see another friend of mine. And I see this girl like across this, she's on the other side in the wings. And I was like, hello, excuse me. And I like flag her down. I'm like, you were amazing. And I'm going off, blah, 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 blah. And she's staying real quiet. And then she holds my hands and she says, Eileen, when I was 14 years old, we used to go to the same dance studio and I watched you. And I always would say that when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Whoa, that's cool.
That's amazing.
So that also goes to show that you never know who you are either inspiring or offending, or, you never know. Because I never knew this girl. I didn't, she was younger than I was. And so I never knew her.
That's awesome. Thank you, Eileen. It's been a treat visiting with you. Look for Eileen Galindo in The Letter Room on Amazon Prime or YouTube, in The Binge on Hulu, in Hello, My Name is Frank on TubiTV.com, and in Season 2 of Why Women Kill on Paramount+. You can follow, like, and subscribe to Eileen on Facebook under official Eileen Galindo, on Instagram at eileen.galindo, and at our website, eileengalindo.com, where you can also find her management contacts. As always, thank you for tuning into Mupo and Friends, courtesy of Mupo TV. You can watch this show and others at www.mupoentertainment.com. That's www.mupoentertainment.com. This is Jessilyn Persson with our host,
Michele Mupo.
Until next time,
we want you to have a Mupo awesome week.